This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
Ultimately, we'll just see if that would affect our business or not, but it could devastate us.
The price of eggs is expected to rise quite a bit after a new California law took effect yesterday. Today, we spoke with local restaurants who are waiting to see how that could impact them and their prices. And that is tonight's Channel 2 News big story. Well, a new law requires farmers to now house their hens in cages large enough to stretch their wings and turn around. Good evening, everyone. I'm Wendy DeMonte.
I'm Kristen Remington. Glad you can be with us. And the cost for farmers to comply with the regulation will likely be passed on to all of us, the consumers. Paul Nelson joins us now here in the studio after talking to the manager of a popular local restaurant. Paul, what kind of impact are we talking about here?
Well, Kristen, it's still not certain how big the impact will be here in Nevada. A local food and produce distributor says most of our eggs do come from out of state, and it's possible we could see those prices go up at the grocery store and on restaurant menus.
This family-owned restaurant is known for its breakfast and lunch, and there's very little they cook with more than eggs.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Our name is Peg's Glorified Ham and Eggs, and we sell a lot of eggs.
But those eggs could go up in price. California's new law means cages are now twice the size of industry standards.
The standards are something like what had been known as cage-free eggs in the past.
That means farmers either have to house fewer chickens or spend money to revamp their hen houses. The effects are already being felt in the Golden State.
I expect when things settle out, eggs will be between 10 and 40% more expensive for consumers. Here today, they're more like 60 or 70% higher than they would have otherwise been.
Those prices will likely go up across the country, and Chandler says some mom-and-pop restaurants won't be able to absorb the costs.
Well, we definitely would have to raise our prices, and that would affect the flow of business, whether people would be able to afford to come in.
Reports show that if a dozen eggs go up by 15%, a family of 4 would pay nearly $16 more a year. That may not seem like much, but it adds up for restaurants that use up to 1,000 eggs every day.
Benedict's, omelets. If someone has pancakes, they have bacon and eggs, or, it's almost every order has an egg component in it.
The law also requires farmers in other states to comply if they export their eggs to California. Nevada imports eggs from Utah, the Midwest, as well as California, and the prices here could depend on what farmers in those other states decide to do and where distributors decide to get their eggs from. Covering Money Watch live in the studio, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.